there's some creators out there that are drama baiting losers. All right, like Tectone. Okay, so no. Do you know what? Tectone is like a pretty good dude. Like he really, I think the thing that people don't realize about Tectone is like obviously normal viewers are not going to have as many opportunities to talk to someone or interact with them on the level that like maybe another creator does, right? And so like the amount of times Tectone has reached out and been like, "Hey man, you okay? Like, how you doing?" Like he's reached out a lot. He's reached out to play games. He has a bigger heart than you might think. But I also do think that he has a bit of a wrestler's persona, and like he's got a content creator persona a little bit. I mean, it worked. He has tons of views, and like, but I think that Techie, the actual person, there's a reason why he has quite a few friends. There's a reason why in real life, you look at the people at his birthday party, you look at some of the people he interacts with, the fact that he is with OTK and stuff, there's a reason why. It's because like he is very pleasant to talk to. Even at TwitchCon, he's like he is a nice dude. It's just he's very like loud and abrasive sometimes too. But I do think that that's a lot of his brand, right? I want more views because everyone who's a content creator wants more views. But did you just see my little boy come in and the love that we share? I'm not jealous. Jealous is thinking someone doesn't deserve what they have and wanting to take it from them, or like thinking that you don't have it because they have it. I would say I'm envious of the view counts, but I'm not willing to do do what it takes to get there. Because I don't want to be a drama channel to get 20,000 views. And I'm gonna just take the shots, and I will message him privately and hash it out there. And he chose to go down the drama path. I know I was being drama. I know I said things. I said some rude things last night. I wanted to see, will he say fuck it, the friendship's more worth it? And he didn't. So I know exactly the type of person he is, and that's fine. And I will gladly talk to him whenever he wants. I will gladly discuss everything. I will give him my honest opinion, but yeah. But
Greetings, Rovers. Today I'll be covering a topic I don't normally cover: drama. The main reason I decided to cover this is due to it involving two of my good friends from the content creator space, Tectone and Hex Juice. Alright, so those who have been living under a rock, the long and short of it, Tectone and Hex had a debate on stream, Mtashed covered it and berated Tectone, and Tectone and Mtashed had an argument. So, before we get into it, I'd like to provide some context on Tectone and Hex's relationship, as I feel it helps paint a different picture than was normally perceived. So earlier this year in February, Tectone had reacted to a video of Hex Juice. Hex Juice was a much smaller content creator around this time, who was normally garnering around 20 to 30 average viewers on Twitch throughout her career. Within days, Hex immediately saw a spike in viewership and daily followers. Hex continued to make videos and Tectone would continue to react, and the two ultimately formed a friendship. Alright, so fast forward to July 5th, 2024. The two friends are shitposting back and forth between a hot take Hex had.
No, I think that if Persona's menu was like that, I would not like this menu, that menu either.
I think you're trying
Persona
to
5
disagree,
is way more intuitive, though. Sure.
and you know I'm right.
I've never played Persona, so I can't speak to it. I think you're trying to disagree, and you know I'm right. I think you're trying to paint all of your opinions as facts.
Because they are.
And it's annoying.
To sum up the entire point of the debate, Hex was being critical of Zenless Zone Zero after having played it for around 10 hours. Tectone's essence of the argument was that it's okay to have a negative opinion on the game. Hex had lacked any nuance in displaying her opinion as a review of Zenless Zone Zero after X hours. She had just framed it as, "This game is bad." Tectone had compared it to watching Lord of the Rings for 20 minutes, being bored, and coming to the conclusion it's a bad movie based on the beginning. Tectone had also argued that because of the game being so new, nobody had reached endgame or experienced a significant portion of the game yet.
Time of recording, not a single person on Earth has gotten to endgame. So we don't even know what the game is, whether it changes, the issues that we have if they get better later, and I just really don't think there's enough information to give any flat-out definitive weight that is supposed to be held in the entirety of the game rather than a temporary stance. And people are eating that shit up, saying, oh, the game is bad because the first 2 hours. Well, we don't know what it becomes later. I mean, I'll be real. People were judging the combat off of fighting the tutorial mobs. When in Wuthering Waves, if somebody were to do that, they'd just be they'd be called an idiot. Like, the game will change later, but we should see everything 1.0 has to offer before we completely dismiss this fucking game.
So I have a question for you. What's an anime that you don't like?
What is an anime that I don't like?
Yeah, like you just like you just
Haikyuu. I think Haikyuu is one of the better.
And they were shooting from the hip with their reviews. And while I do agree with him on this take, for the vast majority of content creators, Hex included, when it comes to Wuthering Waves, the first 3 to 4 hours of the game were absolutely horrendous, yet people stuck it out because they were willing to give the game a fair shake and see what was in store for them as the game and story progressed. As the argument progressed, things started to get heated from both sides. Tectone's debate tactics are absolutely unmatched, and has an incredible technique of using people's words against them, regardless of someone's intent behind them. This gets people he's debating to slip up and lead into some gotcha moments. Hex's main point was that Tectone will regularly invalidate other people's opinions that don't match his, by regularly putting them down and attempting to make them look stupid.
Like they don't listen to player feedback.
You said Hoyoverse as a whole. Okay, what issues are you having with Honkai Star Rail?
That's not the point that we're talking about. I'm talking about that people have a right to you want to talk about all this stuff. I'm saying that people have a right to feel frustrated but you're ignoring the point that I'm trying to make and you're speaking over me.
Well, no, that's because
yes, you are.
I'm saying you said Hoyoverse as a whole. That's just simply not true.
For you, I'm saying for people, for normal people who have because not everybody's played Honkai Star Rail.
While I personally believe Tectone's style and methods are fine when it comes to discussing things and debating, they are most certainly underhanded techniques and considered a dick move. And that's the issue with Tectone. He's not willing to pull punches and will use anything in his arsenal to win an argument or discussion. He's a self-admitted asshole, and nobody should be surprised about this. Good friends can have heated debates like this and still remain friends afterwards. The turning point of the debate was when Tectone had called out Hex for getting emotional. The absolute cardinal sin when talking to a woman.
No, because what you're saying, the full sentence of that is, maybe you're being kind of dumb, not on purpose.
No, I'm saying maybe we have okay, I think you're getting a little bit too emotional. I feel like we're having a communication issue here.
I love that.
So, I'm going to go off on a tangent for a moment. During the research of this video, I found an interesting article regarding the usage of the word towards women. While I do not believe Tectone was using the word in an attempt to invalidate or demean or undermine Hex, there's a significant history with the usage of the word throughout time to dismiss the actions of women.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
While public perception instantly ran with this, Hex, after the debate, advised that Tectone did not use this out of any misogyny, and there was no ill intent behind his words. Tectone would later use the same terminology when arguing with Mtashed during their discussion. Anyway, the debate lasted for another hour or so, in which things ended amicably, and Hex was even attempting to call off the hate train on Tectone on Twitter. Tectone even stopped by her chat and left a heartfelt message.
Tectone has done more to defend me and be kind to me than people that my family members, and I'm not talking like my grandma, grandpa, I'm talking about like my parents. So yeah, I'm not gonna fucking start shit and be used as a pawn on Twitter about bad Tectone. He's so misogynistic and shitty and sexist. Because people are not perfect. I am not perfect. Tectone is not perfect. As a pawn about what a bad, evil dude Tectone is over a disagreement about a fucking gotcha game. That's what I'm saying. It's not about letting him walk over me. It's about not everything needs to be nuclear fucking we end it all and everything needs to be fucking bad. I have no desire. She lost because she can't forget the dick dieting? Die. Y'all have never had real friends in your fucking life if you don't understand this. Y'all have never had real friends that you value in your life if you're trying to fucking spin this narrative. I've said that I'm fine. Don't make it anything more than it is. I'm a fucking grown adult. I can decide how I feel about something. If I want to stay mad at him later, I can stay mad at him later. But what I'm not going to do is allow y'all to spin a fucking narrative.
A few hours later, Mtes is told of the argument between the two, and then proceeds to watch the entire discussion for the entirety of the 2 hours. To save you guys from having to go back and listen to the entire VOD, I'm going to attempt to summarize Mtes' key points as objectively as I possibly can. Mtes feels he has been biting his tongue for 4 years regarding Tectone's behavior. Mtes is upset that Tectone constantly makes fun of him for quitting games. Mtes non-stop attacks Tectone's character the entire time. Mtes feels that Tectone's argument style uses strawmanning, red herrings, and twisting your own words against you. Halfway through the react and shit-talking, Mtes sends a message to Tectone, who is offline or asleep, and warns him that he has been reacting and talking bad about him. Mtes feels Tectone treats his friends like shit and lacks empathy. Mtes feels Tectone uses his friends for content. Mtes feels Tectone intentionally uses his pull in the community to discredit and or send hate mobs towards anyone who disagrees with him. Alright, so now that the objective points are out of the way, here's my subjective take in the situation. Mtes is self-inserting himself into a disagreement between two friends. Mtes is coming to the defense of someone who did not ask for it. Mtes has been a snake for 4 years, attempting to be acquaintances with someone he disliked. Mtes is using the conflict in order to push his own agenda that Tectone is a big, bad boogeyman. And finally, Mtes is softer than baby shit. Alright, so fast forward to the next day. Tectone finds out Mtes reacted to his and Hex's argument, and is aware that Mtes spent the entire time shitting at him. Here are some key points Mtes made when he went live shortly after Tectone. Mtes claims that Tectone mistreated Hex. Mtes claims that Hex only rated and tweeted that her and Tectone were fine to save face. Mtes claims Tectone has never helped the community, as in the gacha community. Mtes claims that 90% of Tectone's content is at the expense of other people or rage baiting.
He upsets people for content. Like, when's the last time Tectone made a guide or like helped the community? Or didn't just react to someone else's guide and go, "Oh wow, that's crazy." Like, I know that he does react to stuff and gives his input and stuff, but like, I've spent 5 hours on a guide and then he's reacted to it like, "Oh, that's how you build them, crazy." And it's like, fuck off, man. You got 100,000 views. I got 80,000 views, and it was just my video reacting to it. And it's just like, he's not a guide maker? No, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is, like, the content that he's making is 90% of the time at the expense of other people, or like is like rage bait and farming. And it's like, I don't want to make that kind of content. I've got...
Mtes states during this stream that he was testing Tectone's friendship, basically stating that if Tectone reacts or makes a video about what Mtes said, he wasn't actually a true friend.
And I'm gonna just take the shots, and I will message him privately and hash it out there. And he chose to go down the drama path. I know I was being drama. I know I said things. I said some rude things last night. I wanted to see, will he say, fuck it, the friendship's more worth it? and he didn't. So I know exactly the type of person he is, and that's fine. And I will gladly talk to him whenever he wants. I will gladly discuss everything. I will give him my honest opinion. But yeah. But now he's saying things that I think are, now he is saying pretty rude stuff. And he's saying that I'm like psychoanalyzing stuff. It's right there. You can see the way he does stuff. You insert yourself into it? Yes, I did. Because I was tired of listening, and he didn't.
Wait, so let me get this right. So bro goes live and shit talks me publicly for 3 hours, and then says, let's talk this out privately, and says that I'm the bad guy? What the fuck is that? What? It was a test?
Get down.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck? That is so weird. I want to see if I can publicly badmouth him for 3 hours and see if he's okay with that. What the fuck?
Quick editor's note here. I find this absolutely psychopathic. In what world do friends test each other like this? I almost can't even believe Mtash came out and actually admitted this live on stream. This is absolutely despicable behavior and makes me question the morality of Mtash and just really him as a person. It just feels extremely odd to me. Mtash then attempts to goad Tectone into a call to hash it out, but Tectone doesn't want to participate in a call with him.
For real, Mtash, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna take down every single video I've ever reacted of you. I will cease communication with you on DMs. I'm good, bro. This shit's weird as fuck, and I don't even want to deal with your ass straight up. Super weird. I'm good, man.
All right.
I'm good.
That's his reaction.
I'll pass.
Okay.
It's just not worth it at this point, man.
All right.
It's just legit.
So,
just not
so does
worth
that
it.
mean that
I'm okay.
I can
No,
say
I'm
what I
good.
want?
I'm good.
He's absolutely dodging because he knows.
Straight up.
He
I will
knows
go through
that
after today's stream, I'll remove all that shit. It's just not worth it to me.
Okay, perfect.
It's
Because
straight-
he knows
it's
he
not
knows that
Like going and psychoanalyzing
he will
somebody else's
lose.
friendship, like that is
He
just
knows
weird as fuck.
he knows
I'm
that
good,
I
man.
have.
Now I'm gonna play Zenless Zone 0,
Okay, that's fair.
and we don't have to talk. Straight up.
No, for sure. He's dodging it. He absolutely is. That's fine.
So, as we go into the next half of the video, just want to make a few notes. I'm not going to use wording verbatim. I'm going to basically be trying to summarize each point as fair as I possibly can. As again, this entire VOD was almost 3 hours long, and I don't want to sit here and bore you with the minute details. Alright, so Mtash is angry that Tectone constantly memes and shits on him for constantly quitting games. Mtash feels that when Tectone jokes about this, Mtash gets an army of people harassing him. Mtash states that he has never explicitly told Tectone to stop, or that it makes him uncomfortable.
Right. So, but I'm just saying, like, every time you do that, and I've mentioned it, I don't think I've said, hey man, stop doing that, because I know you do reactions. But I think I've kind of hinted at, like, haha, another quitting video. Now I have an army of fucking people saying, oh, he quit.
Mtash acknowledges that him quitting games is a meme shortly after, but feels it's done in malice. And even his own community uses this meme, so I'm not exactly sure where he was going with this one.
Dude,
you know that they're not the same thing.
You
You're
know
trying to equate the two
Mtash quitting
things.
is a meme. You know that. Why do you think you won't acknowledge that?
I know it's a meme.
Then there it is.
A meme.
Mtash then hits on the points again that Tectone was discrediting Hex during their debate. Tectone feels that he doesn't care about someone's feelings during a debate, even if they are friends. Mtash implies that the only reason Tectone is even talking to Mtash is for content and or money, in which case Tectone immediately ends the call.
And you don't. So I can kind of.
So I have no empathy. Then why am I talking to you right now? Why am I talking to you right now? Why am I talking to you right now?
Because you want to make some more money off of it.
Oh, okay, great. I'll talk to you later then. All right, now let's see what he actually said. Because
At which point, chat starts to spam L's and eggs Tectone into calling Mtashed again. They start to go over some of the claims from earlier. That Tectone has never helped the community. Tectone begins to discuss all of the smaller content creators he has helped boost their channels. Mtashed agrees this is good. Tectone discusses the hundreds of thousands of dollars he has given away. Tectone discusses all of the voice actors he has given a platform to on podcasts to talk about voice acting, their struggles, etc. Mtashed plays dumb and pretend like he doesn't know any of these things that Tectone has done. Mtash's entire point is that due to all the negativity Tectone has spread, he's barely in the positive.
I'm saying, given the information that you've just given, and if I think about it more, someone's opinion can change, or someone can, say something and then be like, maybe that's not 100%. So I can recognize live on stream, yeah, I guess the community did benefit from some of these people being brought to light. You did help some people.
Basically just insinuating, yeah, you may have done a lot of good in the space, but you've also done a lot of bad in the space, which gives you negative points. Mtash said that Tectone can't prove that he's a martyr and that everyone loves him. Tectone then asks when he said that everyone loves him.
I don't know. How do you want me to prove that?
Sure, exactly. That's the whole point, is that you can't.
Okay, but you can't prove that you're this martyr that everyone loves and has made the community this.
When have I made the claim that everyone loves me? I say actively.
I'm not saying.
You weren't saying that?
You're trying to strawman argument again.
But then in the same breath that he's trying to strawman the argument? Now, I'm trying to remain neutral on the situation and keep my opinion out of it, but this was the first time I actually had to stop and sit for a moment and ask myself, what the fuck is Mtash saying? Not even in the same breath is he doubling back on something he literally had just said. Mtash goes on to say that Tectone ruins the community by being so negative about games.
With me, I accept, yeah, I guess he has helped some creators. But I also think that your negativity and the way you roast the game and all these things is also a massive negative. So don't paint yourself in this light of I'm an amazing person for the community. No fucking way,
the way that I'm roasting the game. What game?
Genshin.
The one that I don't play. Genshin. The one that I don't play, that I haven't played for 2 years.
And that's fine. I would say HSR, you've been much more positive because.
And Zenless Zone Zero. And Wuthering Waves.
I would say with Zenless Zone Zero, once again, you are giving it the benefit of the doubt far more than.
So I thought you said I was being negative.
Spamming Firefly reaction video.
I thought you said I was being negative.
That is.
I thought you said I was being negative.
About what?
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and if I get called strawman again, chat, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Okay.
Tectone then asks for examples, in which Mtash replies Genshin, which Tectone hasn't played or covered for years, and then goes on to say that he's been overwhelmingly positive about ZZZ. Tectone asks what he's been negative about then, and Mtash's only reply is, negative about what? Now, again, this is the second time I had to stop myself to physically recover from the whiplash. What the fuck is wrong with Mtash? Mind you, this is the second time he's been confused about the topic of discussion and can't keep his argument straight. Mtash goes on to argue that you don't have to defend your viewpoints on things. Tectone argues that if you're a content creator and posting online, you should be able to defend your opinion or provide context and or examples, and that if you don't, your opinion holds no weight. The conversation then pivots to Hex, in which she asks Tectone to ask Mtash his opinion on Tectone, instead of using Hex as a springboard to get to Tectone. Mtash denies he did this, and throws Hex under the bus by claiming she has been in his chat during the 3-hour discussion, reveling in his take. Hex denies it, and Mtash calls her a snake.
I'm not being a white knight, and Hex, I think you're a fucking snake. So
and there it is. So what you're saying is you reacted to me and Hex talking for 3 hours because you wanted her as an excuse to get to me.
No.
Then why do you think she's a snake?
Because she was in chat for 3 hours, reveling in all of this, and then I DM'd her and I was like, am I out of line here? Kind kind of thing. And she said, oh, I don't want you to, do you want me to show you the DMs?
And
Would
now
you prefer
she's
that?
saying no, 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 no.
Mtes goes on to admit that he thinks Tectone was abusing Hex.
I mean, honestly, I think I'm, because you two are friends. She doesn't
I
want
thought
me
I
to
was
make you
abusing
look
her.
bad. You were.
Oh, so now you
You can
are
be
saying
friends.
I'm abusing her.
Quickly realizing how bad this sounded, he quickly doubles back and claims it was a hyperbole. Mtes goes off on a tangent and implies that he will go scorched earth on any of his friends that he disagrees with, and is unable to provide any examples aside from himself.
What I would say, because you guys weren't friends.
Then who have I gone?
You guys weren't friends.
Who have I gone scorched earth on because they disagreed with me? Who did I go scorched earth on? Give me an example of one.
You're doing it to me. You're doing it to me right now.
And that's because we disagreed, or because you farmed me and another person's harmless debate for 3 hours, said I was abusing, manipulating. Then how come she's fine? Hey, Hex, are you okay?
Hey,
Because I'm.
hey.
Why?
Mtes proceeds to double down on Tectone only doing this for content.
In these situations,
Cool.
how you lack empathy, how everything is just for content, and I hope you are happy at the end of the day with all of your money.
So this content that I didn't want to make, I did for content.
You can say that, but the first thing you did when you logged in is react to the clips and publicly make comments about
And
me.
why
and
do you think
call
that is?
me parasocial?
And why do you think
call
that is?
me pathetic. I mean,
Because my
because
chat
I did
linked
it
me
last
then.
night as well. I did it. I was
Right.
publicly last night saying shit.
So
I know
you
that.
went off on me for 3 hours. I responded to what happened for 12 minutes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
So how's that different?
I'm not saying that it is, and I'm not holding myself as like this holier than thou thing. I absolutely was throwing shots last night out of frustration that finally.
The conversation devolves again, and they break down what happened. Mtes doubles down on saying he never said Tectone abuses Hex.
True. I say I don't want to talk to him. True.
I never said you I never said you manipulate and abuse your friends in that context. You're doing it in a context that is not true.
Guys, can we get the clip of him saying that I abuse Hex Juice?
Dude, you said, "Oh, so I abuse her," and I said, "Yeah."
Here's
like
the-
as in like,
here's the
"Oh
clip.
yeah, yeah."
Tectone goes on to say he did not want to talk to Mtes because he was going after his personal friendships, which Mtes denies. Unsure how he can be such a bold-faced liar and deny that he was saying that, when the entire conversation was Mtes shitting on the friendship between him and Hex, and then doubles down and says that Hex has Stockholm Syndrome with Tectone.
Did force me. No, I didn't want to talk to you because I was pissed because you're insulting my friendships. And I don't talk to people who go after my personal friendships. Okay?
I did not say you don't have a friendship with her. I said you were being an asshole to your friend.
And
it's not
when
the same
she
thing.
disagrees.
So twisting my words.
When she disagrees.
And saying, oh, he thinks there's and that's fine. Whatever fucking Stockholm Syndrome friendship you want to have.
And so now you're saying she has Stockholm Syndrome with me? What the fuck are you even saying?
She was messaging in the friend or in the chat the whole time.
What the fuck is
chilling,
this?
Happy, dude, it was bizarre. It's so weird. After seeing the DM she sent you, it's like, what the fuck? Why the fuck were you in the chat like that the whole time yesterday?
She
it was
came
weird.
in late and didn't know what was happening.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Go
You
ahead,
can pay me
psychoanalyze.
however you want, dude.
I am literally telling you you're.
So, this is the third time I had to stop and physically recover. Implying someone has Stockholm Syndrome with a friend because of a petty discussion that got a little bit heated is absolutely insane, and this man seriously needs to seek help. I feel he's truly crashing out at this time. Hex then proceeds to join the call, and Hex tells Mtash that she made it explicitly clear that she does not want him to be speaking on her behalf for how she is supposed to be feeling.
Me on Twitter in the middle of it at some point, I don't know when, and we're like, am I on a space? And then I DM'd you and said, hey, like, I don't, like, you can have problems, you're valid. I don't want to be part of this. I don't need you to make me part of this. I don't need to be defended. That's what white knighting is. Because I came in and an hour, was friendly for a little bit, and then you started going off the fucking rails about all this other shit, and it wasn't about me anymore. It wasn't about your reaction. It wasn't about your thoughts. It was about you and your...
Mtash begins to insinuate Hex's motives by typing and being there in his chat as her supporting his argument against the situation. Tectone recognizes it and calls it out, and Mtash immediately jumps to the strawman defense.
This is a me issue now.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
when you
about
were on stream, it like high key was because you're trying to rope me into this like hate train that you were doing. Your chat was being super fucking miserable.
I'm not roping you in. What the fuck are you talking? You were chatting in there the whole time. Like if you felt that way, you would have been gone.
Because at a certain point I had already chatted and everybody knew I was in chat.
Hex, can I interrupt? So what you're saying is, Mtash, is that you know Hex Juice's intentions more than she does.
Again, you're doing that fucking thing where you put words in my mouth that I never said.
So then why is she telling you her point of view and you're saying, no, your point of view is wrong?
I never said that either,
Hex, did you feel that way?
That he's trying to assume my intention and my feelings?
Yes.
Yes, I feel like I've made that abundantly clear.
Cool. So Mtash, you need to be aware of your own actions.
Shit.
Anyways, move forward.
This is shocking.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Alright, so for those who are a little bit slow, as I know this is a little bit confusing, Mtash is implying because Hex was in his chat talking and discussing the situation that she was, for the lack of a better term, on his side. Hex says, no, you were roping me into the situation, and that the mere presence of me being in chat does not mean she agrees with what he is saying. And then Tectone ends the call. Alright, so I know that was quite a doozy, and I'm going to wrap this thing up with some of my own personal thoughts on the situation. It's absolutely wild that Mtash has been harboring these feelings for 4 years, but was too chicken shit to speak up. The fact he was playing Mr. Nice Guy the entire time makes him an absolute hypocrite. It is very clear that this situation did not exactly play out like he wanted it to with Hex. He sincerely did not expect Hex to do the 180 and be on Tectone's side, which you can tell he was taken aback by, because no person in their right mind would call someone a snake and imply they have Stockholm Syndrome for disagreeing with someone. I don't know where he pulled that out of, but it's actually impressive how far he was reaching, and as Tectone said, he truly did fail the QuickTime event. So, I'm going to go ahead and say it. We're going to address the elephant in the room. Tectone is an asshole. Tectone is a dickhead. Tectone will invalidate your feelings during an argument or discussion. And that's just the type of person he is. He's not a stranger to it. He doesn't turn it down. He fully admits it. Hell, he even has an emote in his chat called Narcissist that's just him standing there. And just to reiterate, he says the stuff himself. This should be a surprise to absolutely no one. But on the flip side of that, Tectone is probably one of the most incredibly caring people that I've ever met. He literally went into Hex Juice's chat after the discussion and made sure she was doing okay, and I know for a fact these two also had a DM session offline where they both discussed it and wanted to discuss it further to make sure no feelings were hurt and everyone was doing okay. And this is the type of shit that people don't see. This is why Mtash was so brash with how he was acting, and that he doesn't realize the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. I've had some incredibly disgusting and flat-out evil conversations and debates with some friends in my real life, and that's just what it is. If you're an adult, you'll realize that shit like that happens. People will get shitty with each other, but on the same note, people will make up with each other. It's just that simple. At the end of the day, I just don't see how anyone can watch these clips, or hell, even if you don't trust me, go back and watch all of the VODs. Although I really don't recommend you do it, as all of the VODs combined is roughly about 8 hours, so yeah, good luck if you do that. But, again, sincerely though, Mtash was very blatantly crashing out. I don't know what the hell his problem was, but I truly hope he gets help with whatever his issues he has going on. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Later.